Hey, it's your favorite Andrena. And listen, welcome to Thrive with Andrena, where we empower, motivate, and inspire you to your next level of living, owning your greatness unapologetically. And that simply means that you are the winner in your life. It doesn't matter what season that you're in, you are the winner in your life. And so, y'all know me. Before we start, we're going to say what we're grateful for. I don't know about y'all, but I always say the same thing. It's about life, love, laughter. That's what my gratitude is for each and every single day. Also, you add your family, friends, foes, any soul in there. But for me, it is life, love, and laughter. And listen, everybody should have some sense of gratitude because you know what? Gratitude will take you more further than complaining will ever do. And you know, we get comfortable about complaining about any and everything in life. But listen, we've got to stop and we got to smell the roses. We got to enjoy the fruits of our labor. But I'm excited about today because today we are going to talk about one of my favorite things that most people don't want to talk about, and that is growth. Growing into your greatness. Now, listen, growing into your greatness is not beautiful. Well, I take it back. It is beautiful, but the pruning in the process, it can be ugly. But it's up to you to create the most amazing story. And as you're creating this story, you are becoming the best version of yourself. But before we jump into that, I got to give y'all these one, two, threes real quick. And I have some exciting news, some life-changing events that are getting ready to happen that I want you to lock arms with me and to join in as well. So the first one is coming in September 21st is the Whole Woman Experience. That is a conference that is about empowering the woman into her whole self, every aspect of her. Look at the link down below and get your ticket. Then next, some of y'all say y'all want to be a coach too. Got you. I got you all. If you want to be a coach in personal, professional, or wellness, I can certify you with the Transform You Academy. That is where you can become a certified life coach, personal or professional, or a wellness coach, getting people to get healthy, mind, body, and soul. And not only that, I can teach you how to own your own academy, and you have ICF accreditation behind your name. Now, look, I know some of y'all don't want to expend money on getting a life coach. Well, guess what? I have a monthly membership, the Whole Woman's Membership. And listen, we deep dive in that membership once a month, talking about things that sometimes as women we hide. We don't want people to know that we don't have it together, and sometimes we're mad wearing the mask. But guess what? In that monthly membership, we get to talk about all things woman. So I hope you join me once a month as we have those tough conversations, but those conversations that are going to increase us in us growing into our greatness, becoming that best version of ourselves. You know, that woman that you see in the mirror, you need to take care of her. So join on the monthly membership. But before I go, some of you all are readers, and I have this amazing book that talks about different walks in life with these other women about how we overcame adversity so that people can experience us in our growth. So it's called Beyond Adversity. And not only that, I have a workbook that you can create your own roadmap. You get to design your roadmap. You get to create how you want your life to look, feel, and be. So listen, all of that is down on the link below. Click on it, look on my bio, and let's lock arms so that we can grow greater together. So let's get back to what I want to talk about on today that most people want to run away from. But guess what? Life is always evolving, so that means that we always have to grow. We always have to grow. And so on today, we're going to talk about growing not only into the best version of ourselves, but tapping into self-awareness and self-concept. Woo, that is a throat punch right there. And a lot of times, self-awareness is when you get to talk about or you get to understand your values, your motivation, your strengths, and your weakness. Self-concept is basically you getting to really understand who you are. And I always talk to y'all about, do you know who you are at the core? Do you know your story, your steps, and your success? You are creating a framework for your life. And not not only in life, but in business as well. Because remember this, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And ask yourself this, why I don't want to grow? Why I don't want to grow? You know why we don't want to grow? We want to sweep things up under the rug. We want to pretend like everything is peaches and creams when actually it's not. And you know what life does to us? Life serves an experience that's going to force us to grow whether we like it or not. And sometimes we don't want to face the reality of things. And the reality of things is that we've been hurt, we've been betrayed, we've been overlooked, we've been forgotten, we've been hurt and harmed in some kind of way, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And guess what? It affects how we show up each and every single day. It affects how we make the choices that we make in life. And so I just want to encourage you in this season to really take your growth seriously. Like really tap into who you want to become. Start designing your life, not where you came from, not from the past, not from those unhealed issues, but begin to heal so that you can create a better version of you. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to take out a piece of paper, right? And I always tell my clients, I want you to draw you. I want you to draw the old version of you. List the words that represent the old version of you. Then I want you to draw the new version of you and write the words that represent who you want to become. And start looking at both of them and look at the choices that you made in the old version and look at the choices that you're going to make in the new version. This is where the growth starts. This is where you become unstuck. This is where you begin to understand your story. You start saying, my past is not my future. You start looking different, feeling different, being different, speaking different. And it can be scary and it can piss people off that are accustomed to the old version of you. But I dare you to pick you in this new season. I dare you to start having stipulations, boundaries, standards, requirements for others to be accessible to you. But first, you got to learn how to be accessible to the new version of you, because the old version is familiar. And the old version, to be honest with you, is played out. And if you don't believe me, look over your life and look at the old version that you was in the season before last. Because remember, growing is about evolving. And you can never get comfortable in life or in business where you're not investing in yourself, where you're not growing, where you're not learning, where you're not teachable, where you're not taking the experiences that are coming to you, that are showing you the things that you need to change, the people that you need to disconnect from, the attitudes that you need to let go. Simply put, unlearn to learn something new. Unlearn the old way of doing things to learn the new way of growing. You know what the acronym for GROW is? Get rid of old ways. And don't you think it's time for us to get rid of old ways? And I know about being stuck. And I understand the familiar places. It's familiar. It's familiar. And even though you may have the desire to go over here and to grow, familiar is comfortable. But we all know the saying, being comfortable is not where you grow at. It's in the uncomfortable spaces and places and positions that you in that you really grow. And I want you to think about that. I want you to start understanding as you evolve, it requires a new you, a new way of thinking, a new way of taking action, a new way of showing up. So you've got to look at your self-awareness, self-concept, and you must decide. I always talk about deciding because we each and every single day get to decide how our life look and feel and be. And instead of you being stuck in the past, it's time for you to leap out into your future. And the only way you can get there is if you dive into who you are. Yes, you have to understand where you came from, but you don't have to stay there. You can always grow greater each and every single day. It's going to require a new you. It's going to require new moves. It's going to make you set boundaries. It's going to make you pull back the rug. It's going to make you show up for you. It's going to have you to focus so much on you that some people may take it personal. They may take it personal, but it's okay. They can adjust. They can adjust. Because even though we are amongst a million people around us and we come across different souls on our walk, at the end of the day and at the beginning of the morning, this is an individual thing. And not only that, it's only one shot. And you must get to a place where you say, this is all about me. This is all about me. I've got to decide right now in this moment, in this second, am I going to continue to live in the old version of me, or am I going to show up in this new version that I'm creating? And this new version will not be attached to the old way of thinking and the old way of moving. Y'all better catch that thing I'm putting down. Y'all better catch it. This is your season to really tap into you each and every single day. But you say, Andrena, where do I start at? You just start. You just look at your circumstances. That's the one way that you can see when it's time for you to grow. When your circumstances is not reflecting who you want to become. When your circumstances is not resonating how you want your life to feel. That's where you start at. Look at your surroundings. Look who you are attached to. Are they any representation of who you are becoming? That's where you start at. That's where you list the things that you say, I no longer want to serve in that capacity. I no longer want to show up with a broke mindset or poverty speaking or poverty talking. See, you're going to have to shift some things. Mindset is one of them. And the way you talk is another. Because how you think is what will show up. How you speak is what you will attract. And if you are not thinking and speaking in a way that's representing the new version of you, then there's some work that you need to do. And we all need to do the work. And we've all fall short. But we all must get to a point where we must look at our life and say, I want more. And more is available. You just got to do the work. You just got to understand this is a season that I need to grow. I no longer want to look and feel like this. I remember when it was a time in my life where I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything. At least I thought I didn't have anything. You know, light bill due, eviction notice. We've all done been there, honey. Not unless you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth. And I don't regret those failures that I had to endure in order for me to fall into the success. But in order for me to fall into that success, I had to grow. And I had to shift the way that I think, the way that I showed up, the people that I attached myself to, but most of all, who I was looking at in the mirror. And sometimes we don't even want to look at who we are in the mirror. But that's the game changer right there. That's what's going to bring us full circle for us to understand, I don't no longer want to live in the old version of me. I want to show up different. And you got to challenge yourself. You have to challenge yourself about, listen, this is how it used to look with Shaquana, Shaquita, and Tyrone. But now I want it to look how I want it to look. The places, the people, and the position I want to be. And it takes courage. It takes commitment, and it takes consistency. But don't you think that you're worth it? I know I was. I know when I hit rock bottom in my life, that was it for me. That was it. And it's so good when experiences come because they show us so much, the lessons. And you have a choice. You can see your glass more full than empty, or you can see it empty. But it's all up to you the deciding factor about everything in your life. You are the common denominator. So I want to encourage y'all, draw the old version of you and then draw the new version and decide in that moment which one you want to continue to show up in this life. Because the old version is considered stuck and the new version is representing growth. And we all know that anytime you stuck, it stinks. It's like pollution. You ever walk past a pond and you see it got trash in it? It don't have no flow to it. It stinks. It's got pollution. It's got mildew. It got everything that is ugly. But if you look over there and you see this new pond of water and it's got a little flow, it's got motion going on, and it's clean and it's refreshing. That's just how your life can be. But you must decide. So I'm going to challenge you. Draw the old version, the new version, and then you get to pick. And then ain't asking nobody's permission, because now we're at a point in our life where we're living unapologetically. And don't get me wrong, the past played a part. It's your stepping stone to get you in your future. That's what the past is about. It's not about you staying stuck. It's about you pushing forward towards your future. And I challenge you to take the challenge to pick you, however that looks to you, and everybody else can adjust. Listen, this is your favorite Andrena. I just gave y'all that 1, 2, 3 because I can, I will, and I am purpose too. I don't care if I change one life or a million life. I'm in my purpose, in the vein, in my lane. And I just want us to lock arms and grow greater together. We see all the negativity that life offers us, but we can be the change by starting with ourselves. So I'm challenging you, show up. Be delusional in your growing. Delusional, having enough faith that you're going to leap and you're going to do it anyway. And you're going to believe that the net is going to appear. Because if you really think about it, when you leap before, have the net not appear? And usually when we lose something from the past, or we make a shift or a pivot or a change, don't it feel better than that what you just exit? So don't give me no excuses. Don't even give yourself no excuses. And if you do, put yourself on punishment. Because this is a new season. And it's time for you to get the fruits of your labor, the desires, and live the life that you choose, instead of you sitting on the sideline watching everybody else grow, glow, and go. And instead of comparing yourself to the Instagram and the Facebook pictures and videos and reel, everybody can make it look good, but we actually want it to be good. Catch what I'm putting down. Listen, if you don't remember nothing else about me, don't forget to share, show up with me, lock arms with me so that we can grow, laugh, and have a good time doing it. Growth don't have to always be sad. It don't have to always be moping or depression. What it can be is what you want it to be. So listen, if you don't remember nothing else, remember this. Your purpose is greater than your struggle. Your struggle is your stepping stone to get you into your greatness. And that simply means that you are the winner in your life and live it unapologetically. This is your favorite Andrena. Stay amazing.